Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Victor and welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about helping people navigate their spiritual awakening process. And this video is titled 7 Signs That You Are a Starseed. Now, I want to preface this video by saying right off the bat, Lightworkers, Starseeds, Indigos, Crystals, all these different labels, in my opinion, are almost meaningless. The purpose of this video is not to gather a bunch of people into an exclusive group as a means of elevating our ego. Rather, these are just words, labels that we have kind of placed upon these different clumps of character traits for convenience sake, just for conversation's sake. And the primary aim of this video is to call out to the people who are starseeds that are going through a lot of the different life challenges that starseeds tend to go through, like feeling crazy, feeling alone, feeling you don't belong here, feeling you're homesick. You just have all these really sad, you have kind of a sad life situation and you feel so alone, but you're not alone. You have plenty of other people all over the planet who feel exactly like you, and there is a way out, okay? But again, first, before we get into that, let's see if you are in fact a starseed. Number 1, you consider yourself spiritual, not usually religious, like an old soul. You have about you a spiritual connectedness, a higher wisdom that you really, maybe you never pondered it, but you don't even know where it came from. You have an innate wisdom about you that seems to be broader than your limited, short life experience here. Oftentimes, you even hold back saying what you feel and think about certain things in various situations because you kind of know that most people in the circle who you happen to be around aren't going to understand what you're saying and probably going to label you as a weirdo for even having said that. Again, oftentimes you're not religious. A lot of the spiritual wisdom you have did not come from books or reading or anybody teaching you anything. You just kind of were born with it. Number 2 is you feel like an outcast. You feel alone in your own family, especially among your friends in school. If you have a job or a career, you just feel kind of lonely. You're smart though, so you're able to blend in, and you probably are well liked by the people you happen to interact with, but inside you don't feel like you fit in. You feel very different. And you wonder, well, I'm sure everyone thinks they're different, but you kind of also, even though you question that, you kind of know you are different. You can just kind of read people so well. You can tell that they're not thinking about, feeling, and going through the same subtle internal challenges that you are. It's just kind of a lonely place to be because you are alone. You are different. Oftentimes, a lot of times when souls come into the planet, they come in with the same soul group. So their family is oftentimes something they're very connected to and know beyond their current life here. You don't have that usually. Usually you incarnate to a family that you probably never had lives with, and you can kind of feel this. You can feel how connected the other members are, and you just know that you don't really have that with them. Again, you get along with everyone. You're smart, you're clever, you're witty, you get along just fine, but you feel very alone. Number 3, you have a very strong sense of a purpose that you have absolutely no idea what that purpose is. And that drives you crazy. You can't stand it. You feel like there's something missing, like you're destined for something, destined to do something great and positive and profound. You feel it, but there's no thoughts that really seem that you can conjure up that happen to match what you feel. You're just you have no idea what it is. And you're desperate. You're on a hunt to find it. And you do various things. You pick up a lot of different hobbies and try different jobs and take courses and read books on this desperate search to find what that something is, to kind of satisfy the inner nudge, the inner longing to discover your purpose. And again, it's very frustrating when you haven't found it yet. And a lot of times you come into situations where you think you found it, and you have this temporary elation where you feel like, yes, this is it, I feel so great. And then it just, as you continue putting your energy into it, you see that this, unfortunately, is just not it. And that is a crushing blow to you. You feel, oh my God. You feel just totally screwed over by the universe. You feel just more pissed off and resentful and alone than ever. It's possibly the worst feeling is to have your idea that you have found your purpose ruthlessly stripped away from you, and you're left barren with that nagging again. And then you'll say, you know what, screw this freaking purpose. I'm done. I'm done trying to find my purpose. The idea of a purpose is bullshit, and I'm not going to even waste my time anymore. Then you go on about your life, and there's still that feeling of wanting to find your purpose. And you suppress it. You say, no, I'm done with the purpose. I'm not going off on this tangent again and experiencing that devastation when I think I found it, but really I haven't. But then this purpose, it just won't shut up. You get images in your dreams, and you just get these signs in your life. And you have a purpose, you have a purpose, you have a purpose. And then you go back and you try to find it again. You'll find it though, okay? But that's just a very big characteristic, because you do have a purpose. Your purpose is to come here and be yourself fully, to awaken out of the dream that humanity is currently living in, and to be an expression of a fully realized soul in a physical body. Number 4 is you have a frustration with your physical body, which you're very aware of just how dense and burdensome and restrictive it is. You have this expectation, who knows where this came from, but this expectation that you should feel very light and free and airy and not so bogged down by this physical body with all these intense emotions always running through you that are just very icky and uncomfortable and heavy, and they kind of like distort your expression of yourself, and you just don't like it. You feel like, what is this bullshit I'm trapped in? Everyone else seems to be totally okay with it, but it bothers the heck out of you. A lot of you guys have had, in fact, spiritual or mystical or paranormal experiences in your life. Maybe you've had outer body experiences. Maybe you've had like a sleep paralysis or night terrors where you wake up and you can't move, and there's like entities in the room. Maybe you've experienced aliens, seen UFOs, had aliens come to you in your dreams, thought about aliens in your dreams. Just had, deja vu, premonitions that have come to pass. A lot of these weird things that, some people randomly on the planet bring up and talk about, you've had them. And it's like, wow. Oftentimes you don't share them with anybody. I had an experience one time when I was in rehab, a drug addiction rehab, and I was yelling at God, a God I didn't believe in. And I just vanished, and I found myself in like a heavenly realm with an angel. And I'm not going to get too deep into it. I've shared it before on my channel, but it was just a mind-blowing, straight up, bona fide, divine encounter with a heavenly realm and an angel. And I only told maybe a handful of people, because I knew, wow, they're going to think I'm mistaken. They're not going to believe me. They're going to probably think I'm strange for really believing that, but it was real to me. Number 6, you have a very strong fondness for animals, especially domestic animals. You can see and feel very obviously just how benevolent and loving and pure of beings they really are. You can feel their love. You look into their eyes and you feel more at home looking into the eyes of a dog than almost any time of your life. Even other animals, even like non-domestic animals, you just sense the absence of the typical human ego in its like manipulative ways. You just a pure animal, and being in nature, you feel good. That dense heaviness that I was speaking about your body, you feel less of that when you're in the presence of loving animals or just regular old animals in nature. You feel very good. It really is very healing for you to be around animals. And you're also probably just disgusted with how people treat animals, how people can go and like I used to be a big fan of pit bulls. And I owned 2 of them. I used to foster them. And I would be so disgusted and saddened about people who would like fight them, because these were just like my loving pets. I loved them so much, and they were so cool, and they had these awesome personalities, and they're just so, to me, so obviously full of love. How could anyone be so blind and ignorant to force them to like kill each other? Like the people who do that, in my opinion, are like animals, and it just was really hard for me to deal with. And you might have that same that same viewpoint in a different domain. You might really love dolphins and don't like how the dolphins are treated, or whatever it is. You just have a strong, passionate love for animals. Number 7, you are homesick. You don't know how you could possibly feel homesick. Perhaps you're sitting in your own house right now, and yet you feel homesick. What? How? You might have even said that to yourself. You just want to find your home. You have a longing to find your true home, your proverbial true home. It's a weird feeling. And if you have that and you're sitting in your house, probably a starseed, man, because that's not something everyone feels. Because you, again, this is probably very new to you. This might be your first life in this earth plane, where most people around you have probably had hundreds, maybe thousands of lifetimes here. So they feel very at home here, wherever they are. It's very normal. Drinking beer and going and watching football or go whatever these typical like things are to do are they feel good to them. They feel at home. They feel among their peers. You do not. You don't understand the culture, just the way people interact and treat each other and communicate. You just, and even more noticeable is just that feeling of not being home. You're very into your body. You're very in touch with your emotions, and there is something missing. Your purpose is missing, but also this feeling of feeling at home. It drives you crazy. And I'm going to give you two different ways to look at this. For one, yeah, you're away from your primary planet, your primary people, your primary civilization, your primary species. You're away from them because you chose to be, though. And you don't need to go back to feel at home, because everything you're seeking, your purpose, your sense of being home, is inside of you. And once you can stop looking out there, looking for your purpose, for your house, for your people, and start coming inside, unraveling all the different conditioned beliefs about yourself that you've picked up in your short time here, as you start to unravel them and drop them and let them go, all that which you seek will just start to kind of emanate out of you.